Victoria from Cosy Country here in partnership with Cosy Owl, and today I'm going to be talking you through how to do your own marbled wax melts using the clamshell moulds. And today I'm going to be doing them a little bit more like a Christmas theme because we're going to be using a gingerbread fragrance oil, and I'm also going to be using 3 different colours to create the marble effect. So let's get started.
For this technique you're going to need 3 boilers. I have here 2 normal boilers and a bain-marie, which I also need a pouring jug for because it hasn't got a little spout, and the other 2 I can pour straight from. So I also have 800 grams of soy pillow wax here. I also have my thermometer. I have 3 colours that I'm going to use. I have the orange, the rust orange and the cream. And then I also have a 50ml fragrance oil in gingerbread. I also have 5 clamshell moulds, and then I also have my electric weighing scales. So after a couple of sums, I'm going to measure out 134 grams of my soy wax into each of my containers. This will be the perfect measurement for all 5 of my clamshells. Now pop all 3 of your melters onto a medium heat and continuously stir until the wax has melted all the way through. Keep an eye on your temperatures. If you exceed 65 degrees, you'll want to let your wax cool down for a couple of minutes. And once you are at 65 degrees, you'll want to start popping your dye in, which is what I'm going to start doing now. So I'm going to use my cream dye in the first pot, and I'm only going to use a small pinch here out of this 3-gram bag, just because I've got a smaller measurement of wax. But if you're doing a bigger batch than me, then that's absolutely fine to use the full bag of dye. So if I just keep stirring that, I want the dye to go all the way through the wax. I don't want any sort of white gaps or anything like that for the moment. So I just want to keep stirring it through until I'm happy with it. So I'm going to get the dye into my other 2 pots now, and I'll do the same with those. I'll just keep stirring them until I'm happy with them. To start adding the fragrance, so I have a 50ml fragrance bottle here of gingerbread, and I've divided into 3, which made 16ml. So that's what I'm going to put into each of my pots. And then again, like with the dye, I will just keep stirring it until I'm happy with it. You want the fragrance to go all the way through. And here you can see that I'm going to be using a pouring jug for my bain-marie, and I like to heat it up first because the wax does set quite quickly. So I didn't want to pour it into a cold pouring jug. So to start pouring, just pour little bits into each segment. You don't want the segments to be full because you want to keep these little gaps for the next pour so that you can pour your next colour in, and that will start filling the gaps. So you can see here that I'm adding the next colour and I'm starting to fill in the little gaps, only pouring little bits in here and there through each gap. And now I'm going to add my 3rd colour. Just again, the same process, just keep repeating with each colour, just putting little bits in here and there without filling the segments completely. And it's okay to keep going because the wax does set quite quickly on top of each other. So I just kept going with this, just alternating the colours. You'll want to leave for 24 hours before you start using them. After 24 hours, your clamshells will be ready. So just give them a little squeeze and they will pop straight out just like this. And you can see the beautiful marbling there. Just snap it off, snap again, and just use 1 cube on top.